Welcome to One-on-One, the Daily Items weekly digital program featuring Susquehanna Valley newsmakers interviewed by Daily Item reporters. Today's guest is Rhonda Fisher, the founder of a free Thanksgiving community meal, interviewed by reporter Justin Strawser.
At Sunbury Motors Kia, SMC stands for satisfying more customers and selling more cars.
Get terrific savings on 2019 models like the 2019 Kia Optima, the 2019 Kia Forte, the 2019 Kia Sorento, and you can expect Kia's industry-leading 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty.
Wanna see ya in a Kia. Sunbury Motors Kia.
Welcome to One-on-One. I'm Justin Strawser, and today we have Rhonda Fisher. She is the founder and organizer of an annual Thanksgiving dinner in Sunbury that feeds around 800 people. Thanks for joining us today, Rhonda.
Thanks for having me.
Now, this is the 20th year of the event, is that right?
That's correct.
How many people did you serve last year, and how many people are you expecting this year?
Last year, we actually were blessed to serve over 1,000 meals.
Oh, wow. So I'm a little low on my count.
A little bit. And it's just kind of grown year after year. We averaged at one point the 800 plus meals, and then last year it was well over 1,000. And you never know what to count on. So each year I just try to add a little bit extra that we don't run out.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you've served 1,000 people this year, I think you said about 100 people, in your first year. So you probably have served, 15,000 meals over the last 20 years?
A lot of tummies fed.
So last year you changed your location for the first time in about 15 years.
Yes.
Special occasions, you were there for quite a long time. You went to Zion, is it Zion
Lutheran?
Social Hall. Mm-hmm. The pastor there last year told me it was an easy decision to make, saying, you guys can come in no matter what. What kind of impact did that change have for the event, if any?
Well, I will backtrack. My first year, yes, I served about 97 people. The first few years I did it totally by myself.
Okay.
And I did it at the restaurant that I had, the Market House Cafe. After I closed the restaurant, I had it at special occasions, and they were very kind to me over the years, never charged me a dime for their facility. And so when that sold, I'm back to square one. So I roamed the streets, and I was given Zion Lutheran's name and the pastor, and I had talked to them, and they reached out and generously opened the doors, and it was just a perfect fit.
Was it?
It was. I couldn't have asked for a better place to have it. In a church, of course, and the people there, the congregation, it was so generous. The pastor was so generous, and we had. I was afraid that we wouldn't have enough room or, the kitchen facility, because I could do special occasions with my eyes closed. But it was just an absolute perfect fit.
Good.
And then I'm thinking, okay, is this my last year? Is God done with this ministry now? But Zion Lutheran reached out again this year.
You're back there this year.
I'm back there this year, and they have actually opened the doors. That will be our home from here on out.
That's awesome.
I always made a joke with my guest, my family, my Thanksgiving family, that I would be here for them till death me do part. If you don't see my name in the obituary, I will be back. And so that's going to be our home from here on out till they see my name in the obituary.
All right, good. So tell me about the meal. What food is served at these things?
It's ham, turkey, mashed potatoes, gravy, corn, green beans, yams, dinner rolls, and all kinds of delicious desserts.
Sounds like everything that I can't eat.
Yeah.
I'll eat it for Thanksgiving this year. So it's basically a traditional
Yes.
Thanksgiving meal.
Good old home cooked meal made with lots and lots of love.
What does it take to pull off an event like this?
It takes a village. It's quite costly. So any donations of hams, turkeys, hands to help make, because I go through
Hands as in like
hands,
Okay.
yes, hands that will donate their time to maybe in their homes make turkeys and hams, debone them, and bring them to the church the day before Thanksgiving. I take collections of the hams and turkeys and do them up myself if someone can't do it. And then, of course, there's the cost of like all the other stuff, butter and milk that people don't think about, all kinds of like the vegetables and potatoes and to-go containers and serving trays at the dinner.
Do you have an idea of the amount of turkeys? Like, what is the usual amount of turkeys or hams
I usually do 35 to 40 turkeys and 35 to 40 hams.
That's
That's a lot of
a lot of
turkeys
meat.
and hams.
Yeah. What about in the sense of like how many pounds of mashed potatoes or stuffing, or do you have those kind of numbers?
Well, I have to tell a secret. Once it got over about 400 people, I stopped peeling potatoes.
So you used to do that all in your hand?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So now I do like the big gallon of their like cartons of potatoes. And I would venture to say, I probably, off the top of my head, I don't have it written down,
Okay.
but off the top of my head, I probably go through 10 or 12 cartons of those, and they make a lot of potatoes.
Okay. And how about the amount of volunteers? How many people does it take to get this done?
Well, I have people that have been with me for probably, I think some of them have been with me for about 15 years. And my regulars, I would say probably about 25 to 30. And then the day of Thanksgiving, I have people that have not even called or that I don't even know, and they just show up because they want to have that feel-good feeling to serve a dinner to someone. So average, I would say, each year, it has been over the past few years, I might have like 50 to 75 volunteers.
That's awesome.
Yes, it's wonderful.
That is awesome.
Yes.
And it's not just making food, right? It's not just meals that are there, because you give away clothing.
Yes.
I think last year you talked about giving away teddy bears for the kids.
That has been like a ritual every year. Each child that comes gets a teddy bear and a Bible. I collect little trinkets throughout the year that I can use for prize bingo, and we play bingo with them, 20 games of bingo. And at the end of the day, when they come up and, holding this little gift, and it could be something like, it could be maybe a tablet to write your grocery list on with a pen, and they're holding it close to their heart. Thank you for this gift. I didn't have money to buy so-and-so something for Christmas, so I'm going to use this for a Christmas gift. And thank you for making me feel part of a family. That's why I do this. It's no better feeling in the world.
Now, is it just for people who are unfortunate financially, or is everybody invited to this?
It's anyone's invited.
Okay. So you don't ask for like financial information or anything like that?
No, absolutely not. The doors in our arms are open to anyone that's down on their luck, homeless, has lost a loved one, and they're going to be lonely. Just anyone looking for a fellowship and friendship and to be a part of a family.
Okay. Well, we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back with Rhonda Fisher.
At Sunbury Motors Kia, SMC stands for satisfying more customers and selling more cars.
Get terrific savings on 2019 models like the 2019 Kia Optima, the 2019 Kia Forte, the 2019 Kia Sorento, and you can expect Kia's industry-leading 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty.
Wanna see you in a Kia. Sunbury Motors Kia.
Welcome back to One on One. We're here talking with Rhonda Fisher, the founder and organizer of an annual Thanksgiving meal in Sunbury. We touched a little bit on the history. You mentioned your first year, you had about 97 people. You did it at the Sunbury Market House. How did it all come about? What made you want to start something like this?
Well, I'm not actually from this area. I moved here from the South. And when I did, I was actually in-home health care provider. And I was approached. I had the opportunity to open this restaurant here in Sunbury. And I wasn't sure why, but I thought, okay, I'm in for a challenge. So I took it on head first, opened the restaurant, and in 3 years' time, I ended up closing because I couldn't keep good help and stuff. So, but it was revealed to me that the reasoning for opening that restaurant was for this Thanksgiving dinner. I would have the people that we see day in and day out walking the streets and around the high rises here. They would come in daily, on a daily basis, and they would buy a cup of coffee and they would sit there and play cards. I always had cards and board games and stuff there. And they would sit and play board games and have coffee all day long. At the end of the day, when I closed the restaurant, whatever I had left, I made everything from scratch. So if I had soups or whatever, I would bag it up and send it home with these people. Okay. And one night I sat straight up in bed, and it was just a couple months before Thanksgiving. And I was in tears, and it's like I couldn't figure out what was the matter. And I thought upon this and pondered on it. And it was like God was telling me, these people need you. Thanksgiving is close at hand, and they're with you every day. So thus began my first Thanksgiving. And I just felt a need that, that was my calling to be here for these people. And that's how it all began.
And that's not the only thing you do. You seem to have a pretty giving heart as it is. You go down to Harrisburg and you take clothing and food to homeless people there?
I take my grill down there and I do hamburgers or hot dogs. In the wintertime, I make big things of soup and take down. I take blankets and clothing, medical supplies as in Band-Aids and things like that. Whatever, toiletries. And I help out. I have gone to Philly with a friend of mine, Frank Rodriguez, who is Morals Over Money, or Money Over Morals. And and I try to help him out in his ministry. Aim for Christ is another one with my friends Craig Wheeling and Mark DeRussell. They do ministry. So we kind of all work hand in hand. If they have something I might need or whatever, we kind of help each other. But the Harrisburg thing I've been doing for probably about 3 years. And That's incredible. That. Sometimes I take persons with me. Sometimes I go alone because I feel very responsible if someone was because some of the places I go is dangerous, and I have to go through a chain link fence, the one place I go, and back into the woods. So, I say a prayer before I get out of my car and trek through the woods.
So far, so good, right?
Yeah. And then also, I just finished up 3 fundraisers for Unite for Uganda. I was blessed to go to Uganda on a mission trip this summer for a month. And So I'm hooked on that. That's a
good.
new passion of mine. I will be going back to Africa, and I also do Secret Santa.
Okay.
I've already got a couple families in the area that have approached me. The Secret Santas I start working on a day or two right after my Thanksgiving, and I try to purchase, X amount of gifts for the children, and then make a food basket and take, at Christmas for the children. And I come into Sunbury quite often. I sneak in, and I pass out blessing bags to those that I see that could use. And if I know or hear of families that are going through a rough time or that are sick, I make a little basket of food up and leave at their door.
That's pretty incredible.
So.
You definitely have a giving heart. And you could say that some of your volunteers probably have giving hearts too. I heard that they're called Fisher's Angels. Did you come up with that name?
I certainly did.
Okay.
I certainly did.
Why are they called that?
Well, because they are my angels. Like I said, it takes a village to pull a meal of this magnitude off. And it was Rhonda Fisher's annual free Thanksgiving dinner for years. And I thought one year, it's like, with these people started calling and asking, if they could be a part of this, if they could come and help serve, or did I need any donations? And it wasn't me anymore. I could not do this by myself anymore. And so when these volunteers started coming in and they started helping me and stuff, it's like, okay, God, it's not me anymore. My volunteers, and I deemed them my angels.
And we were talking during the break that you have. It seems like every year it's like right down to the wire almost.
Yes.
You said you have how many turkeys and hams right now?
Right now I have like maybe 5 or 6 of each.
Okay.
Out of
and you need
35 to 40 of each.
So if someone out there is listening and they're interested in helping, what can they do? How do they get a hold of you?
They can either call my phone number, my cell number at 765-3850, or my home phone 28 or.
No, go ahead.
You
can read it off.
I don't even know my phone number. 658-2634. I don't call myself very much.
I don't think any of us do.
Or they can find me on Facebook, or they can message me, and I will gladly direct you to our most needs at this point.
And they can donate their, the money, food,
they can monetary
time.
donations, which are put towards orders. I've got orders on my table that I need to get out within the next couple days of the vegetables, whatever else we use. Donations of turkeys and hams, donations of the clothing, blankets, whatever little trinkets for bingo. So anything is appreciated. And like I said, it takes a village to pull this together. So from the bottom of my heart, I'm grateful for any help. If they want to call, I will be at Zion Lutheran on Tuesday from 10 o'clock on, and Wednesday is a big work day. Wednesday.
The Tuesday before Thanksgiving?
The Tuesday before Thanksgiving. I will be there unloading all of my stuff because everything's in my she shed at home right now. So I have to bring all of that stuff down. Wednesday, we will be there from 10 o'clock on. Wednesday is the day that if anyone has baked goods or cooked turkeys or hams or blankets, whatever, that's donation drop-off. Anyone that wants to lend a helping hand to help set up, I'll be doing a lot of prep work. That's the day I make my filling. So there's a lot going on Wednesday. So I welcome anyone to come and lend a helping hand. Roll up your sleeves.
And if someone wanted to get meals delivered, they call the church number. Is that right?
They call the church number the day of Thanksgiving. The church number is only for the day of Thanksgiving. And that number would be 570-286-6444. 5'9".
So I'm sure this answer is pretty obvious. Why do you host this meal every year for people?
This is where my heart's at. This is my family. Sunbury is my home at Thanksgiving. This is where the eagle landed when I first moved here. I have been touched by the people around here. I didn't have a good childhood, physically, mentally beaten when I was younger into my adult life. Not having any family except for my children now in my adult grown life. I know what it's been like as a single mom, raising my boys by myself, the struggles and the challenges with that, the heartbreak and the hurt of not having family, feeling unloved. When I was born into a drug abusive alcoholic family, adopted into a family where I was beaten till I was like 19 years old. So I understand people's hurts, not having family or suffering loss or, whatever the struggle is. We all have struggles. Mm-hmm. And I have just tried to rise above all of that and, show forgiveness and show kindness and love. And I just try to spread that. I try to keep a positive attitude, let my light shine, and, just let these people know that there is somebody out there who does care for them. Mm-hmm. They do matter, and they are loved, and I'm there for them.
Well, it sounds like you've had an amazing journey. So my last question for you, a little more lighthearted. With Thanksgiving right around the corner, what is Rhonda Fisher thankful for?
I'm thankful that I am able to, that God has laid this mission on my heart and has given me a giving heart, a heart that cares about people, that, generally cares about people, and that I am able to offer them this dinner, and that, to show them that they are loved and that they're a part of my family on Thanksgiving.
Well, this has been a great conversation, Rhonda. I appreciate you coming in.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor.
That is all the time we have today. Thanks for joining us for One-on-One.
Thanks for watching One-on-One. Be sure to tune in next week for another edition.